All right, in this edition of Fit Rockstar Show, we have the beautiful Miss Bikini International winner, Lauralie Chapados. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I swear this is the first time that someone calls me that, you know? Like Miss Bikini International. For a second, I was like, wait, who? Who is there?
You.
I know. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
It's a real honor having you here. What's it like being the champ?
I mean, just right now, I'm having this like little ball of anxiety because not anxiety, but just like, wow, like it's me, you know? So I think it's still trying to sink in a little bit.
It still hasn't sunk in.
I don't think so. Would it ever? Like,
no.
Like, because that's what I've said in like past interview. It's like I haven't been chasing the title. Like, like I've always had the title in mind. Obviously, it's like one of my dreams. It's one of my goals. But I focused so much on the journey, and I've kind of let that go into timing of life and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And when it happened, it was just like, okay, it actually happened. So it's still happening to me. Like every time that I get.
So what's going to happen when Bob Chigarello calls your name for the Miss Olympia title?
I mean, I have to get my rabbit. Like I'm going to wrap my head. We're going to have a couple months, to wrap my head into this. So I'm 5 weeks out from Pittsburgh now. And then after that, it's going to be full focus Olympia, full focus. I'm going to have time probably to visualize all this.
Mm-hmm. The prestigious Pittsburgh show. That's going to be a very great show.
I'm extremely excited for so many reasons because it's one of the top tier show.
Mm-hmm.
They're having a new location now. Mm-hmm. And I think, again, timing of everything. I want to be able to do that Pittsburgh and to like having check on my checklist because it's definitely on my milestone or like how do they call it your list, like your list of
the
like
bucket list.
Yes. Definitely on my bucket list to win that show, win the Pittsburgh Pro, and then focus full on the Olympia, and after that just do Arnold, Olympia, keeping my title,
Lauralie,
building my legacy.
A lot of when you win the Arnold Classic, I mean, you got the Miss International. That usually means you're going to be getting the Olympia title. Obviously, Pittsburgh, I would think, I mean, you're Lauralie. You've had a very great record. I think in 2018, you really, you had, 4 pro wins?
Yes.
4, right? I think.
Yeah, you're good.
I was going to say 5, but I'm thinking 4.
Yeah, so I had 4. I had 3 that qualified me for the Olympia with the highest point rank. 40 points leading into my first Olympia. Finished second, and then after that, I went to China and I won that show, and then I finished second the week after. But yeah, that was a good season. 2018 was.
Well, let's talk about you. Let's go back a little bit when you were little Lauralie. What were you like as a kid?
Oh my God, it's so funny because right now my brother. So I'm from Canada. Mm-hmm. French Canadian.
All great people come from Canada. Chris Bumstead, you, Jennifer Dory, Missy Triscott. We got a bunch of champions from there.
I don't know what it is with us. I think,
is it the water?
The food? The water, the maple syrup. There's a lot of good stuff over there. But obviously there's a thing where I think having 2 shows a year back in the days to win your pro card, and like you have to win the overall. I don't know what it is, but gosh, like from Canada, I have 2 younger brothers, twin brothers who
Twins.
Are yes, they're awesome. They're great. They're the good kid in the family. I was the black, the dark, the black.
You're the black sheep.
Black sheep, 100%. 100%. And I was just like, you know what? I'm the bigger sister. I'm going to do all the mistakes, all the crazy stuff. So my brother are going to be like, my parents are always already going to be trained for all the crazy things. And then my brothers are just like the perfect little kids who So with that being said, it's funny because my brothers are taking all the VHS that my dad was filming when I was younger. And he's kind of like working on that documentary thingy. So it's going to be a really cool.
You have a documentary coming out.
I mean, my brother is like on that project right now.
Wow.
Just like, so we're working on this. So it's a really cool thing. And he was just telling me like, not showing me any video footage. He really wants it to be a surprise. But he was like, you have so much character. And I was just like, did I really? Because I always felt like I was a very like reserved introvert kid. And he was like, no, like in front of the camera, you're talking and singing. And I was like, are you sure? So I'm very excited to see that because, as I said, like I always felt like I'm a very serious person. I was into sport, you know, with my younger age, but always really was to myself. Also, always like a very close circle of friends. Not too much of a party person, but I was always, you know, making sure that everybody was kind of feeling their best and, you know, shining bright. And for a long time, I kind of, you know, shut myself down to make everybody like shine brighter. And I think that really helped me for a long time of having that discipline built into me, because before shining in front of so many people, you have to be able to work in not the dark, but like outwork in the dark, you know what I'm saying? So I think that helped me build that discipline.
Did you play sports at all?
Yeah, soccer.
What position?
Middle.
I played center fullback. That was loved it. So is that where you got into the lifting weights and stuff through soccer, or?
So it kind of, my parents were big into sport with all three of us. I did jiu-jitsu, I did soccer, and then skiing.
Jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
You hear that, guys? Just going to put jiu-jitsu on you if you try to mess with her.
Please don't make me. So it was like very traditional jiu-jitsu, but it was a really good, again, like discipline. And but I think, yeah, soccer brought me into training because I was playing, you know, in the summer and then in the winter as well. And in Canada, we turn at 18, your legal age, right? So it's not 21. So by 17 years old, the girls don't show up to practice anymore. You know, we're out partying. We have their fake IDs and everything. So I was just like, I need to be able to be independent and just like keep, you know, my, you know, training and stuff.
Sure.
So I got one day to the gym, got my own membership, a full year. And I remember that was in November. I think it was like November 11th or something. And that was it.
You remember the date?
I made that.
Now that is impressive to me. I don't think I've ever met anyone who remembered the date that they started training or joined a gym. It's very impressive.
It was such a, like a day like every other day, but it wasn't, because I really made that deal with myself. Like I went there, got my own money. I made sure that I had enough money in my bank account, and I bought that membership it was Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? It's like really random day, and from that day,
you knew.
I just twice a day.
Isn't that amazing what that does to you, the gym and just lifting weights? Now you are known as the fitness guru. Is this correct? Did you not know that?
No. There's no way.
Listen, I stalked you on. I stalked you. I have to. Who doesn't stalk Lauralie, right? But yeah, I stalked you, and it says one of your nicknames is the fitness guru.
No way. I don't think I can take that right now. I might take that title like after, when I'm 75
I watch your
years old.
videos, my dear, and you have some great videos. And
Thank you.
Can I be honest? You have the best glutes in the business.
Thank you.
You have the best glutes. How do you work very hard for your glutes, right? I mean, you do all kinds of different stuff, and it's just incredible. But anyway,
Thank you.
So you knew from starting in the gym that this was going to be you. But how did you get into bikini? How did that happen?
So the real story is this. I went to a gym, like in Montreal. I was like, at this point, I was like visiting gym and just like, when it's like your hobby, you just start doing like gym tourism. Sure. That's how so you try different things. And one day I went there, and that figure girl just comes to me with like those beautiful round muscle. And I'm just like, wow. At this point, I was like 5 months into that whole gym thing. And she's like, you have a really good structure. You should compete. And I was like, do what? And 6 months after that, I was on stage for the first time, winning my first show. So.
And how old were you?
I was 17.
17.
Yeah.
And then the same year, you did nationals, right?
Yes.
which you won. Again, I know a little bit of history. You won your class, and then you had to win the overall, right?
Correct.
And you won the overall.
I didn't win my overall
You
my
didn't.
first year.
Okay.
I won my first place.
Won first place. Was
Yes.
That got you, that did not get you the pro card, or did get you the pro card?
It didn't.
Didn't.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that was my first year competing. So the first year I went to a regional show. You have to go through a regional. Qualifies, I won that show. Qualified me for the provincial, which is, state whatever. Won that show again. And then after that, national. But then that's it for the season in Canada. Like, you don't have any other options to go. Like, let's say, I could have done another show the week after. And on top of that, back in the days, I'm a student. I'm working.
Wow.
2 jobs. And I was able to drive to my first national show. That's the only reason why I was able to do it.
You're very independent.
Very independent.
So you were working. May I ask what were you doing for work?
Yeah, so back in the days, I was actually working in the gym. And then...
Gee, imagine that. Okay.
And then working as a waitress as well.
Okay.
And a third key at a spa. Like,
Wow.
yeah, any type of job that I could grab, I was there. I work at a cafeteria. I started working, I was, 11 years old. Babysitter. And then working 12-hour shift on Saturday and Sunday in a cafeteria for elderly people.
Mm-hmm.
So from, I was doing breakfast and dinner and their lunch
And then
dinner.
you were in school as well.
School, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
You were very driven. So you got your pro card at the national then?
Yeah, so that same year, provincial, national, I got sidetracked. So I won that show, national. That qualified me for, obviously, the next year.
Mm-hmm.
So I had 8 months to build my pro physique. And I drove to New Brunswick, 13 hours, with my
13
little
hours.
2000 Sunfire Pontiac.
Sunfire, I know what this is.
And I drove there and I was like, I'm driving all this, but I'm driving back with a pro card. And I went on that show. Jen was on this show too.
Oh, Jennifer
And-
Dory.
Yes, Jennifer Dory. Shout out to Miss Olympia. And I won overall that show and I won my pro card. And I drove back with my pro card in my Sunfire back to school. I remember.
Do you
back
still
to
have
school
your
for Monday.
trophy?
Oh my God, yes. Most beautiful crystal trophy. Heather Leblanc. Heather and Tijan Leblanc.
Parlez-vous français?
Français, c'est ma langue première, yes.
Ah, I
My
only
first
speak parlez-vous français. Oui, oui, that's all.
Oui, oui. Yeah. Croissant. Yeah. Yes, French is my first language, so yeah, very blessed.
Wow.
Yes.
The most beautiful people come from Montreal.
Is that what
That
they
is a very true fact. That's what us here in the U.S. say. A lot of the most beautiful people in Montreal.
really?
And you're from Montreal, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Case closed.
Thank you.
So you win your pro card, and then I guess you did your first pro show, which was
Toronto Pro.
Toronto Pro, which you won that, right?
So I finished second
Finished second.
in 2017 behind Michelle Sylvia. You remember Michelle Sylvia?
I do.
So that was my 2017. Then I think it was a month after that, I did my first U.S. show. So I flew to Miami and I finished 5th that show. It was my first U.S. show, like it was Casey Samsel, like Chris, the big names. And then I had to shut it down just because still yet no sponsor.
Oh,
Still
wow.
have, my 2 jobs.
Right.
I just moved into my first, apartment at the time. So not living under my parents' roof anymore. And that was my first season as a pro, which is like pretty good, but I kind of disappear. And still to this day, JM Mannion still tells me like, you disappeared on me that year, because I wasn't like, I was ready to like be on the roll, but that was my reality at, this time, like 18, I was like, no, 19. I just turned 19. I think.
Now, when he says you disappeared on him, does that mean like obviously he wanted to see more of you at the shows?
Exactly. I mean, we met at
Miami?
the Toronto.
Toronto.
Yes, he
So
was.
what did he say when he first saw you? Because it's like when people see you, oh my God, she's so beautiful. She's just perfect.
Thank you. I mean, we went backstage and yeah, I mean, I just present myself because I knew
Oh, you
of
knew
him.
who he was then.
Yeah,
so
I knew who he
okay.
was because the woman that came to me, she was in the circuit for a very long time. She was a figure competitor.
People always ask how I got here. I was willing to work just a little harder than everyone else. Every damn day. If I can have hundreds of hours back, you know I'm gonna grab them. Spending hours prepping chicken, rice, and vegetables, F that. I rely on perfect nutrition. I rely on trifecta.
She was training with Kimoto, which, you know, like everything now comes full
Isn't
circle.
that funny how that works?
I know. So, with that being said, obviously she knew GM, they shot, you know, before. So that's how I kind of introduced myself. I was like, hey, I know Jeanette, you know, and we kind of started from there. And obviously like talking history in Montreal and how he knows all about history of bodybuilding.
Oh, yeah.
So, he teach me a lot, but at the time I didn't even, my English was so bad too. So,
I bet you he was getting a kick out of that.
yeah.
I think he speaks French.
A little bit, Jim. Like he can pull off a lot of things. So yeah, no, yeah, that was such a great moment. I didn't know anything really about the sport, you know. And
Really?
back in those years, the YouTube channels that we have now are just like there was none of that out there. There was magazines and
Who did you use as your coach back then?
a lot myself. So
You?
I had obviously Jeanette was like my mentor, right? She kind of like was third eye looking everything, but it was a lot of me, a lot of bodybuilding.com and T Nation
Right.
and you know
Bodybuilding.com.
that's all you had.
Yeah.
And my first diet was actually like Steve Cook's diet or like
okay.
Sadiq diet, you know, and I
Right,
was like
right.
eating 10 egg whites, you know. That's how I learned, just learning a lot. And to this day, the thing I think I'm most thankful for is the knowledge that I gain, you know. And I felt that it was unfair at first because I was like, I can't afford a coach. I can't afford, you know, I had to cut into my expenses because obviously I was a student and I had to pay for my school and this and that and my apartment and what's not. So I was really restricted. But it was a gift in itself because not having knowledge in this sport and being able to learn your body, how it works, and write your own story is going to prevent you from doing a lot of mistake, I think.
Do you think that bodybuilding, weightlifting, getting into bikini, do you think this is the greatest thing ever that's happened to you in your life?
1,000%. And there was no way to happen it another way because I would have had to fight myself so much because I remember being at school and listening to the class and be like, wow, this is taking time away from me from like studying. I would go on my lunch break, use computer time, you know, like we had to reserve a computer because it was not computers everywhere. Reserve computer time, and I would bring my Tupperware in that computer room, being by myself, just taking notes. And, you know, I would go listen to my school. I was a good student, you know, but I was like, listen to my history class and just taking notes of like this and that and creating diets and creating workouts and like thinking about how my next workout is going to be, how I felt during that workout, like journaling and writing a lot. So everything that was taking time away from doing bodybuilding, I was getting so angry at it. And it started like building like resentment or like even, you know, going out with my friends now. It was like, no, that's just actually like, then I'm waking up late the next morning after, and my workout are not as great. So I just thought everything came in naturally because I was like, I need to protect that dream of mine, and I couldn't find the words to protect it at the time because, you know, back in Quebec where I'm from, it's not really well known, and if you're doing that, it's like it's just a Miss Hawaiian tropic, you know, you're 17, you're going to get over it. It's just like a hobby. It's whatever. And you're trying to explain it how, you know, this takes 24/7 out of your day.
Sure.
It's an amazing discipline. And I couldn't express that. So I was just like isolating myself. And I couldn't explain the fire that was burning inside me, but I couldn't shut it down either. So I was just like, well, I have to remove myself from these situations that just would take that away from me because I need to pursue that. I don't know why right now. I don't really understand it why right now, but one day I will. And even at one point, like that's when I left my house from my parents because I was hiding so much. And then I couldn't explain why I have to bring a Tupperware at Christmas party and getting judged by people was so hard for a young teenager trying to become a lady who obviously doesn't really know, doesn't want to be different, you know, like being different is very hard.
Right.
But it's like I had to. I couldn't explain why, and it's obviously like frustrating at some point because I had a very sad moment of being alone because I couldn't find the ways to explain it. But it took me like 2 years, and I saw this like documentary, I think, and someone says like, you're an athlete, and I was like, that's exactly it. I'm an athlete. So I was able to go, not confront my parents, but actually explain to them, I'm an athlete. This is who I am. It requires discipline. Yes, at the end, you guys see the glam and the bikini, but the journey itself, everything I'm going through, I'm an athlete. I have discipline. And that's where I think I earned the respect and the support from my parents. And from now on, like, they understand it, Not that they understand, but they understand enough of what I do to respect.
Now, do your parents
and encourage?
Have they come to your shows and stuff?
They came. So the first time they came was in Toronto, I believe, at my first pro win. They were there, and then nothing else up until the last Arnold that we had 6 months ago. Not this one. So we had the Arnold 6 months ago,
It's
then
so
the
great.
Olympia in
Yes.
2 weeks, and then again at the Arnold. And they're coming to Pittsburgh as well. So
Good.
see, we're starting to everything is just coming together at the right time, though. That's when you want to have your family around.
What was the most, out of all your preps, 2018, I would have to say is like the best of all your wins that you have. And then,
Correct.
of course, you came in second to the Olympia in 2017, or was that 18?
18.
It was 18. What was that feeling like? Just coming in there and you're the runner-up.
I mean, that's where the whole dark horse comes from because...
Do you like when people say that about you, that you're the dark horse?
Oh, I thrive right there. That's what I want. Don't expect anything from me because if you don't expect anything from me, I don't raise any expectation. I can work in silence. That's where I thrive. I can work in silence and just make the noise by just showing up. Because I love the journey. I love what I do. I love training. I love dieting. I love having hard days. I love being challenged.
You love having hard days.
You have to.
What is the hardest day you've ever had dieting and training?
Oh my God. I mean,
The worst. Like you're like, oh my God, you know what? I'm so done. You ever had a day like that?
yes, but not really. I want to say no.
Because you're such a strong person, you can put up with anything.
I don't want to say I can put up with anything, but I learn every day. And I think if you enter, a day that's not perfect, that you wake up, you're tired, and you feel that everything is hitting you from, you have this coming up, and then life happens to you, and because life does happen to you, and every prep are difficult, and every prep are great, because you always learn so much. And if you keep being a student of the sport and you're a student of life, you're never going to get caught up into anything because you never feel entitled of winning every day. I don't go into my day being like, I'm going to win today and it's going to be everything great. If you don't enter your day like this, you're really just ready for anything. And then you can just learn from it and be better the next day. But I make sure that it's one step in it's one step in front of another. It's one meal after another. It's one training after another. I don't never go beyond that.
Tell me about your training with Kim Odo and your prep for the Arnold, because I love Kim because he really gets into it. So tell me about that, because he's one of the best.
Kim is, I feel like I'm an Olympian, like in the Olympics, because that's what we're doing right now, huh? Like, I'm an Olympian in my sport. We're at the Olympics,
Sure.
like the Arnold, the show we're doing. And I've been, top of the league for a long, top in my category for a long time. And that's how Kim treats you, like an Olympian. He's so great at what he does, and I can't really pinpoint how it is because he doesn't sugarcoat anything, but he knows what he's doing. He's supportive. He understands all the aspect of the sport, being one, a woman, second,
Sure.
a human being, but also like as an athlete, gives you all the tools that you need, and just be like, just go ahead. And
What is your game plan going in for the Pittsburgh Pro? What type of physique do you want to bring in?
so me and Kim has been working obviously since my first the Arnold. We didn't had the perfect physique, because what you chase is always that feedback from the judges, right?
The perfect physique. Gosh, I wish.
You have to be hard on yourself, that. But you always chase that judges feedback, which is like, you don't change anything.
Right.
They told me that in 2018 when I finished second. Do not change anything. Just come back the same. And I got into my head and I started changing everything, and I've been chasing that feedback since then. And I only got that when I did the Sacramento Pro. So I did the Arnold. We had to come in a little bit fuller. Then I did the Olympia, just a tad bit fuller in the upper glute area. And then I did Sacramento after the Olympia, and that's when it was like right on, spot on. So we've been holding on to that physique. And going into the Pittsburgh Pro now is just
Breezing in. Just
kind of cruising in, make sure that my physique is consistent. I think they want that from me, consistency, because I've been like a little bit of a roller coaster in my career, which is now I'm embracing it. I'm totally fine with it. It was hard, believe me. Like when they tell you success goes like this or success goes like that, don't scratch that. Success goes like that.
Right.
And I've been the epitome of that, because I started like right there, winning every show. And then it went like this, and then a little bit like that. And then, it's a learning curve. But going to Pittsburgh Pro in 4 weeks, just cruising in, like just bringing, again, a physique that they want from me.
now you don't get you're in very great shape, and you've got, of course, a phenomenal physique. Do you ever get too lean or no?
It did happen, but it never goes beyond, because I have this my skin is like on the thicker side.
I've heard you baby skin.
Baby skin.
You've got
I do have that.
You have beautiful baby skin.
Thank you.
Very young, and you're only, I know I want to say 22, but you're 27? 26.
26 now. I just turned 26.
But you
You're
look
good.
22, 21. So,
Thank you.
so yeah, you've got that youth going on and everything. Of course, the beauty. What is the most difficult thing about bikini? What is it like? What's the most difficult thing most bikini competitors face? Is it the glutes are not full enough? What is the?
I think because bikini is so like,
Because you can't be shredded. You can't.
exactly, but you have to find your conditioning, your that suits your shape.
Not
And I think that's the hardest part, because it's not given to you, right? You have to create that on your own. And that goes from the entire package. So you have to find your Lauralie conditioning that suits Lauralie and only Lauralie. I chased Janice look. I chased Isa. You can start chasing, the Miss Olympia look, but then you forget about, but what suits me, what looks best on me. And that, when you find the Lauralie conditioning, and when you find Lauralie's shape and Lauralie's structure, and you embrace that. And then the suit and the hair and what suits, your face and your body. What's happening then? You're complete. And when you show that to the judges, you become undeniable.
Yeah.
And you give them that on a platter. And it's like, well, it's the best turkey of Thanksgiving. Like, what do you want me to tell you? Like, what else, So and that's how exactly I want to win. You don't want to win saying that, oh, wow, I really nailed that Janet conditioning, but I'm Lauralie. No. You want to be your best self, and literally your best self. Is that hard? Does it take a lot of work, a lot of like ups and downs, a lot of trial and error? Yes. I've been pretty lucky because I've been, again, starting with digging into the sport and like trying to get more knowledge. I didn't have to go through 10 suits before finding the right color and the right tone and what's not. Again, I got great makeup artists that was able to, with my face, my face structure and the hair, experts in the sport that, that fell into my way, that was able to create that look. Again, tanning, finding the right color, finding the right, 2 or 3 weeks skin prep, whatever, that suits my skin. And then, the rest training, same thing. Sure. Like, I've been able to shut down the noise and knowing what, works for my body. That's the same thing with cardio. That I made mistakes, horrible mistakes. But thank God I've done them. Because now I know that's not the way to go.
What would you tell your younger self if you started competing? What would you tell your younger self?
I would... So, you know what? Like, keep going. Like, don't get hurt. Because I got hurt a lot in my career, because I take everything at heart a lot. I'm a very, very loving person. My kindness is taken for weakness most of the time too. But at the end of the day, do I regret anything? No. I just want her to know that, like, everything is temporary. Like, just don't get hurt that much, But it never stopped me. Look at me now. You know what I'm saying? There is, like, not that I thought of giving up any time, but could it came close to this? Oh, yeah, like so many times, But I kept on and going.
What kept you going? What was that mindset that kept you going? Because you do have a very strong mindset.
See, like, I think I realize now that I do have a strong mindset, but I didn't realize at the time. Like, I was, building a strong mindset is like every day you do. Even coming yesterday, if you're still grateful, like, I think it's being grateful, but even coming yesterday, coming here, like, my flight got delayed. Yeah. And no, but you know what happened? Like, you can be so on edge with everything and be like, oh my God, I'm prepping and this and that. I went to the airport. I went back. I did my cardio. You just like I said, you just go day by day, just go by little. But if you're grateful to do what you do, and that's what I am, like, I'm so grateful to do what I do. And if you keep that mindset, it's going to keep you in check with everything.
So something I love about you is that you help a lot of people. You're training with people. You're giving them advice. When, again, some athletes, they focus only on themselves. You're there for them. What drives you to do that?
I think it's the, oh my gosh, it's just being able to share. It's being able, like, these people that supports me and listen to me, they allow me to do what I love every day. Isn't it crazy to wake up every day? I get to wake up every day doing what I love and I'm passionate about. Something I fought for so long. Now people are just like appreciating me for this. And also, I have this mission and this vision in my head that I don't want to hear anyone saying, I want to be like you. That's not what I want.
You don't want to hear anybody say that?
No, I want to have someone who's telling me, because of you, I was able to do this and go through that, and it saved me from this and that, because you created a better version of myself for myself, and you allow me, and you gave me that force, that horsepower of just say no to this person and protect my dream. Because if you go to a family party and be like, no, but I want to be like her, they're not going to understand. But if you say no to them, they're going to understand. So sure. I want to give that force and power in every single person that have a dream and a passion like I had, but I couldn't understand and like say no, or say, like, I was just hiding. But I don't want people to hide. I want people to like express that and be passionate and be more loving and more strong.
Be more loving. So you think love and kindness go a long way, doesn't it?
It does.
And muscles and
right. It just comes. No, but it comes full circle, always, all the time. And if you stay into that loving, and because I do think sometimes people think we're just angry, like bodybuilders. Like I do believe you have to go to like sometimes like dark places. I do go dark places, when I train, and you just have to lift, and just have to like.
So if someone's coming up to you while you're in the middle of your set and they want to talk to you, is that where you go into a dark place, or you just like?
No. When I mean, it's
yell
like
at them and say, "Get the heck away from me!"
Oh my God, no, never. And like, if someone is watching this right now and like they're seeing me at the gym, like, please come by and say hello, because I have this face, that just like goes like to business, and because I'm just very serious about my discipline, my sport, obviously. But no, I'm just saying, like, okay, like, let's dig deep, it's time to dig deep, sure. Like, because you have to.
Listen, when you're in the gym, you're clocking in for work.
Period. Exactly. I'm in the office right now.
You're working on a goal to be Miss Olympia.
Yeah.
And that's it. When you're in your zone, forget about it, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, sometimes people got to wait, afterwards, okay, then we can talk. But, I mean, for me, I'll talk, but let me finish my set first, not in the middle of my set.
No, exactly. I mean, it never happened to me until I was, like, I think at Gold's Gym. And Venice, yeah. And then I was, able to train with Charles Glass, and I think that you're able to create that bubble for yourself and still remain very polite, and be like, I think people are going to respect your discipline if you're able to communicate it to them. Mm-hmm. But if you walk and you just like take it for granted that people are going to understand, like, people are excited to see you, like.
Oh, of course. You training with Charles Glass. What was that like?
Amazing. Still,
he's great.
He's, yeah.
The godfather of bodybuilding. Yeah,
period. Yeah. I mean, I had such blessing in my career, and that's a huge part of it.
Who was your biggest role model coming up and competing?
Ooh. Like,
someone you looked up to. Like, I don't know, someone you may have seen a picture of. Oh, wow, they're just motivation.
Not even like physique-wise, but like
anyone.
Champion mindset. Like, I think Flex Lewis would be one of them, like up there. Just because he's such a family man, and he always like remains so humble from like where he's coming from, and always putting like people first. Mm-hmm. And I remember when I finished second at my Olympia, he was really close friends to Angelica, and like Angelica is one of them, obviously, that I always had so much respect for. Jake Cutler is obviously one of them, but Oksana, Grisha, it's like all these champions that are champions for a reason.
Oh yeah,
because they're a champion in the sport, outside the sport, how they carry themselves. Like, that's for me as a champion. It's like, are you a champion going to the grocery store today? Are you a champion, going to the gas station today and say hi to the cashier, even though you're Flex Lewis? And I know he would do it. And I know Angelica would do it. Yeah. And I know Missy Truska would do it. And I know Oksana would do it. You know what I'm saying? So these, for me, are role model in the sport, because that's exactly what I want to embody. And when I finished second at the Olympia, I was at a Sunday seminar, after the show, the Superstar seminar, and Angelica is right there beside me, and just such a great aura. I love her to death. And Bob Ciccarello is like, trying to get it spicy between us. And I'm like, listen, if one day I'm Miss Olympia, which is like what I want to be next year, right? I I will have big shoes to fill, and I better be ready for it. And thank God I didn't win after that year. I finished 4th after this year and 5th afterwards. And then I got back to 2nd place this year with a 1 point difference. But I understand why. Because right now, and I have still 5 months of like growth to do in my personal life and in my athlete life to become the best Miss Olympia. Because when they're going to give me that title, Isabel, I'm going to be so ready for it, inside out, to be exactly like my role models they were, you know, like and to teach and learn and be like just aggressively Lauralie, like from inside out, and just knowing myself so much that I can carry that title just
So
as much.
run me through this, because I'm thinking here as we're talking. You are now Miss Olympia. What would you be doing? What's the first thing you're going to do? What is your goals as a Miss Olympia to inspire others? What do you want to do? What is your plan?
So it's been solidifying now for a couple of years because, you know, there's some people that wants to be prep coaches or to train people, having programs, you know, teach posing. I'm doing all that right now. But what I want to do is like bringing...
You diet down, train hard, and supplement smart for months. When the time comes to step on stage, don't leave your tan to chance. Go with the pros. Pro Tan. #1 worldwide since 1987 and the official sponsor of the Olympia for the last 15 years. Don't step on stage without it. Pro Tan.
The whole old school mentality, which is like the happiness in the sport. Like, this is a happy endeavor. We can all be together, you know, just bringing happiness back in the sport. Does that make sense
That
to
makes
you?
a lot of sense, yes. So you're saying we're an angry sport. I'm kidding.
No, but just like that we can really all be together.
Yes.
And
We all work hard for the same thing.
exactly. But that should be what ties us together as a community, and understanding each other, that bodybuilding is the most beautiful sport because no matter what age, no matter what background you're from, what color, what nationality, whatever, if you're passionate about what you do, and we're all going through the same thing but not the same thing, right? But if we can bring all these forces together, we can make something so beautiful and so great.
We have 11 divisions, including our wheelchair division. I mean, you know, I think we're going to be bringing more divisions eventually, but we have a great sport.
Exactly, and it's gonna come, and so I want to do a lot of that, just, you know, traveling and, you know, meeting more and more people and meeting more people that speaks to me about their passion, because that motivates the heck out of me. You know, when I get DMs or comments on my YouTube, like, I almost do it in a selfish way because they think they're getting so much out of me. I'm like, I'm getting so much out of you guys because
So you're
you
sucking
guys.
the energy out of them. I'm kidding.
Oh, I mean, like, I'm taking all in though. Like, it's almost
So you're constantly learning. When you meet somebody, you're constantly learning from them.
100%. 100%. If, you know, everybody has to learn from. We all have to. Like,
Who's the
learn.
first pro you ever met?
The first pro I've ever met, obviously, like my mentor, she was a pro figure,
That was
but
your
the actual pro.
First pro, like you seen at a show, like, oh my God, I can't believe that's so and so.
Oh my God, wait.
And by the way, Angelica is one of the most sweetest, kindest person I've ever met.
She is.
Big heart.
She is. Enormous heart. I know. She's amazing.
And you have a big heart too, and very sweet.
Thank you.
But I don't want to piss you off because you probably
Don't say.
jiu-jitsu me or something.
No, I would never. I would never. But yeah, no, very sweet. But I think the first, you know, Stephanie Mahoy? So that girl, that was kind of like the look that, you know, I was but you can probably see it, right? She's kind of like not the same body structure, I mean, but like, so she's the first one that I met because I actually went to a pro show, Toronto Pro, and she was competing there. So, yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you a couple questions. We talked about DMs. I'm going to keep it real with you a little bit. You ever get any weird DMs?
Of course.
I got to ask you.
Are you getting weird DMs?
Is this okay that I ask you this?
Of course.
What's the weirdest one you ever got? Like, oh my God, I can't believe I even got this.
Oh my God. I mean, where do you want to start? Like,
just give me one.
On the feet? Do you want to talk about?
Feet?
Yeah, the feet is one of them. I mean, obviously getting like my suit is one of them.
They want to buy your suit?
Yeah, a lot.
50,000?
I wish. No, not even. Was not even that much.
So if you sold your suit if you said 50,000 and you said sure, would you sell it?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. How am I going to explain that to my mom? No. I think, no, I won't.
So what did you do with all your suits from those shows? Like the Mr. International, do you put that up in a shadow box? What do you do with your suits?
I'm actually going to wear the same suit in Pittsburgh. So I'm carrying on my suit. I'm keeping the same, pretty much the same suits. Or the other suit, I think I gave it back to like my sponsor.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm keeping my parents have like this beautiful shelf at home. I'm sending all my trophies over
That's
there.
sweet. So the Arnold trophy's over there?
It's over there.
I was going to ask you, my next question was, where is the Arnold trophy at?
It's home with my beautiful pink leather jacket. I'm not going to wear it.
Have you worn it?
Just to the seminar the day after.
Yeah. And then after that, it's done.
That's it.
You retire it. It's a beautiful leather jacket.
I mean, it's amazing, right? Like, and even I remember my first Olympia, the tracksuit, I wore it like to death. Like now it's just like almost like not even the tracksuit anymore because I wore it so much. But all my future tracksuit, I'm just going to keep them, because they're the first and last one that's ever going to exist.
Let me ask you, as a great ambassador of the sport that you are, is there anything you love to see changed in the sport that we can improve on?
You know what I would love for us to do? Being able to like get all together, like one of each discipline, or like let's say the top 5, and just like do like great things, like just go to hospital, but having me and like Curie and Bonac and Missy and just like do like a full day and having, big channels, just like exposing that and just exposing us in a different light.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. That'd be great.
Because we do train. That's an understatement. We do eat. We do go to the grocery store. That's all seen and known at this point, right? But what if we go all together and just like put us in another light, a different light, and just like really showcase us as a human being and showing why anybody could do what we do, but like we all have, like a very grateful heart, and just like we all come from different backgrounds and we all have a different little craft into the bodybuilding, but at the end of the day, like we were able to share that with, in a different setting. So that would be, I would love that, to see that.
I can tell you're a very loving person, especially with kids. So I have to ask you, what was one memory that you have where a kid approached you or did something or said something to you that just really like hit your heart?
Oh my God, I think just when you have this like crown and they're just telling you like you look like a princess or you look like a queen, and it's just like, it's those little eyes, those like little sparkling eyes. And I mean, I get those like sparkling eyes too when I train someone and like someone is like, well, I actually feel it, like this little like spark in their eyes that you're either like, it's just so beautiful, and it's just like that. Yeah, that's amazing.
You ever had a kid call you Wonder Woman? Because you are the real life Wonder Woman.
Actually did, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually did.
I would think so. Are you Wonder Woman?
Yeah. I know.
Have you done a photo shoot like that?
No, not yet.
What are you waiting for?
JM. Call him.
JM.
Yeah.
Let's go, buddy.
Right?
That would be such a kick-ass photo shoot.
Girl, I get like the Gal Gadot thing all the time because of my accent too.
Yes.
Is that where you got from?
I'm looking at Wonder Woman right here, and I'm like thinking to myself, Jesus.
Thank you. We definitely should. I mean, I was about to say in Vegas, but December is going to be cold to do one outside, but that would be a cool shoot.
That would be a great, cool shoot. All right. So, any other plans any other businesses that you have? You have your posing. What else do you do? The training, the diet stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I do like, so that's how I do it. Anybody that comes to me and asks me for a service, I will provide or not provide, right? So
Sure.
it's like, I want to have people that know that I'm not accepting excuses and they want my work not because it's out there, but because they really want me as their coach. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I'm making myself that not exclusive, but kind of like, because that's how I was with, Charles Glass. I went to Charles Glass because I wanted Charles Glass.
Sure.
Not because like there was a bunch of trainers out there and it just like happened to fall into my lap. Like I wanted to go to the best. So that's going to happen. But other than that, just I'm very blessed to be sponsored by amazing companies. And I take that extremely at heart as well because they have to make my job easy. Because
Right.
I'm so transparent.
Right.
I got, with growing my social media, I obviously got amazing offers. And I shut down a lot of offers, sometimes 3 times what they're offering me now. But I'm so loyal to a company because I'm not going to go to the gym, wear a suit, film it on my Instagram, then change before training. They have to make my job easy. I'm leaving the house with this, like, you're going to see me, with the same thing, going to the grocery store and training. And, what I'm saying? It's like,
Oh yeah.
so yeah, I'm,
Can we talk about who are your sponsors?
So I'm sponsored right now by Yamamoto Supplements.
Which is a very good company.
I just signed with them. They're great.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Can't wait to go to Italy, by the way. It's going to be great. So at Bombshell, I've been with them for 3 years now. And, I'm just thinking about all the past supplement company that just like believed in me since the beginning. It's always been such great experience. And I've always, taken the product. As I said, like they have to make your job easy because I'm all about transparency and I want to be able, because if I'm hiding a little part of my life, then I can't share as much as I want. And I want to be like so open with everything.
Yeah.
So,
and I love your journals on the YouTube.
Thank you.
And you're a big foodie, right?
Yes.
What's your go-to? What's your guilty pleasure?
Oh my God. I love food so much. But like everything, I'm saying, like you're asking me for like, I want to say the first thing would be like cookies, like a warm cookie. Like that's.
Okay, the best cookie brand, who is it?
My cookie dealer.
Yes.
I had to say that.
Yeah.
Karen.
Like 10 pounds.
I had 6 in one setting.
Oh
that was
God.
my max.
Where did it go? The glutes?
Girl, I felt like I crashed, like carb coma completely. So I was coming back from a shoot from Bombshell, actually, a full day of shoot, and I just had those 6 cookies. That's in one setting. That was my top. That's actually my world record. But after Pittsburgh, I'm actually driving with my parents to see Karen and Juan because they just opened the restaurant. So I want to go there, eat there because their menu is unbelievable, and I'm gonna have to go see again. Like I want to show my parents my cookie dealer. They're great. Amazing people, individual as well.
Your parents sound wonderful.
They are.
And they have a very, very wonderful daughter.
Thank you. Thank you so much
You're
for
very
saying that.
welcome.
Thank you. Because I know they're going to watch. So
They better watch. Hi, Mom
they
and Dad.
watch. Hi. No, my parents are unbelievable. They're so, because I know it's so different for them. Because they're extremely organized. They're extremely conservative as well. And they raised us in a manner, they had a plan for us, which my brother executed perfectly. And but seeing them they're enjoying, so they know everything. They're like, so we're going to New York, we're going to make sure that we go to Bev's and see Mr. Weinberger, right? So they like,
I love it.
they know everything.
Have they
I'm
met Steve?
Not yet.
That'd be fun.
I know. I'm excited for this. So obviously going to bring all that on YouTube as much as I can and bringing all my little...
What's up with the glutes delt? Who came up with that?
by now it's like glutes everything. You know, it's like growing glutes on my shoulder,
I
growing
love
glutes
it.
on my glutes over glutes. But no, it's Aldo. Yeah, he's a very creative mind. He comes up with things sometimes. I'm just like, I don't know how you came up with this.
This is
but
your
that's-
ride or die partner, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You guys make a very cute couple.
Thank you.
And you can tell that he's very into you and he wants nothing but the best for you. And that's huge because in our sport, as you know, it's very hard to have someone who supports you 110% and then some. Because it is, I know people don't like calling it a selfish sport, but when you're focused on the prize, it is all, that's it. You know, it's tunnel
that is
vision.
it. Mm-hmm.
You know, so God bless you guys because I see that
Thank
he's
you.
always
Thank you.
and you're a very lovely person. He's very lucky to have someone like you in his life. So
Thank you for saying that. You're so nice.
I'm just calling it like I see it.
No, but it's just like you've always been such a sweetheart, and it's just it just hits special because I know you meet a lot of people, you know. So it's always hitting me how I'm just grateful for you, for everybody in the sport that just see me as the person that I am, you know.
Well, listen, again, you're a very valuable asset to the industry because it's people like you that make the sport awesome, that make the sport alive, that bring it energy. And so you mentioned earlier, you know, about being a ambassador when you're, you know, at the grocery store, whatever. There are people who don't understand that. And so for me, you're a walking billboard. You're an average, you know, you're representing the sport at all times. So you have to be on at all times. And so other people don't do that. A lot of times it's, you know, that first impression. And when you meet them, it's like, whoa. And then they have this other thought of the sport. And it's not true. But it's people like you, Flex Lewis, a few others who make it great. And, you know, again, we're very lucky to have you. You know, we're great to have the Manions for what they've done. Jake Wood with the Olympia, Dan Solomon, you know.
Unbelievable, right?
You know,
the
they're all-
VIP package is like already gone
Yes.
yesterday, but you know, I want. Sorry for interrupting
No,
you.
you're good.
But you say that for me, but I say that for you because again, having people like you who recognize us again as athlete and so like and so on and like really honor what we do. I think because you do it yourself, you know, like that's one thing, but that's what makes it speak for us because it's all good if I say it on YouTube. You can only sell yourself so much,
Sure.
you know.
Well, you and I both know some people aren't really who they are when you meet them. It's like,
Switch on, switch off.
Yes.
That's how I call it. Switch on, switch off.
Yes,
But
and
no,
it's-
I'm.
you know, you're real as they come. And I love that. And again, look, you can be this kind of person that's like, I don't have time for you. Get away from me. But you don't. You welcome everybody with open arms. Well, not everybody. Some people you gotta keep them at a distance.
Just your energy, you know,
The energy.
when you understand your energy, even if you get hurt, because I got hurt a lot. Again, like I said, but thank God I never saw anything wrong with my heart. Because you know when you like, get hurt,
Oh,
you're
no.
like,
Yeah.
like I'm gonna stop being that way. I'm
Yes,
gonna start
yeah.
resenting, and just like being, you're like, wait a minute, there's nothing wrong with my heart. So I'm gonna keep doing me
Yes.
and my heart and carry. Sometimes you don't understand. You're like, why does that happen to me? But then it's just like, no, it's gonna allow you to be more aggressive with yourself and being like loving person because I'm all love. Like some people come at me. Everybody hates you in the sport. I'm sorry for them.
Because
Like
they're
I'm all
jealous.
love.
Yeah.
Like what do you
You're
want me
like
to
Care
say?
Bears. Care Bears stare. Give them some love because they haven't been loved when they're young or whatever. Maybe they were dropped on their head. I shouldn't say that, but some people are very bitter. And you know what? They can just keep on walking. You be you.
Yeah, exactly.
You're amazing. Keep
Thank
on
you.
spreading that love that you do.
It's
And
gonna
that-
be celebrated somewhere. Like you know, like your
Pittsburgh.
heart be celebrated. Yeah, Pittsburgh. I mean, I really want that show.
You'll get it.
Thank you. All the good vibes. All
The
the
Dark
good vibes.
Horse. Well, listen, I'm not going to keep you. We have a firehouse to go attend to and have some fun. So we'll have fun with that. But Lauralie, it's been a real pleasure having you here. I'm going to leave you with anything you want to say to your fans, your family, sponsors, anything. Keep it
Just-
clean.
Just thank you. Just thank you for the bottom of my heart. Please know, I say that all the time, but all the comments, all the DMs, all the everything that you guys give me, it's time 10 every single day. It never gets old. It never gets unheard. So I love you all so much. À la maison, je vous aime. Merci tellement de vos encouragements. Everything is just like, it's so great. Thank you for allowing me to do what I do every single day, literally. Thank you for having me here. I wish I was staying longer. But
Me too, but you got a show to win, so you got to do what you got to do.
Exactly. Thank you.
Tell us how we can find you on YouTube channel, your website, and your Instagram, and then we're good.
So everything, if you type in Lauralie, which is Lie, Chap, everything is going to be like somewhere around there. Like my YouTube is under that name. Everything is around there. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, guys. Well, there you have it. The fabulous Miss Bikini International Lauralie Chapados. Until next time.